There are 3 things in this world I know to be true. 1, it's important to have a good skincare regime. Keeping your face hydrated helps combat the signs of premature aging. 2, I'm giving away a loot crate again at the end of the video. And 3, DC is eventually going to knock one of their extended universe movies out of the park. I'm talking like a beloved, universally praised monster of a film that just crushes the box office. Maybe that'll be Wonder Woman. Maybe it'll be Justice League. Maybe it'll be an extended cut of Catwoman that puts that movie in an entirely new light. Which at the very least means they're gonna have to do something with this. Probably just cut it out. If I had to put money on this though, any of them to be a success, it would be Ben Affleck's solo Batman movie, tentatively titled The Batman and rumored to be landing in 2018. And I think this for a number of reasons. I mean, it's directed by Ben Affleck himself, who demonstrated that he has a knack for filmmaking that just came out of nowhere? Seriously, it was like he was bitten by an irradiated Martin Scorsese. He's been just bloody flying, this bloke, despite what the pictures of him sadly smoking in public have indicated. He should really quit. Smoking plays havoc on the skin. Also, acclaimed comic book creative Jeff Johns is co-writing the story. Now, no matter what you think of his role in DC Comics, this guy knows these characters. And his work is extended into the TV series also. Smallville, Arrow, the Arrowverse. He was a creative consultant on both Green Lantern and Batman v Superman, which doesn't instill the greatest of confidences, but I think Warner Brothers have finally given him a shot to put a definitive stamp on this universe, as it looks like they want him to do, the kind of Marvel Kevin Feige thing, help steer the ship, make good movies, have less dumb moments that people make fun of.
Stop! Why did you say that there?
But yeah, recently Ben Affleck posted this video on social media, indicating that Deathstroke will be making an appearance in an upcoming DC movie. At first I was all, what is this? Is this just footage from Arrow, the TV show Arrow? I stopped watching Arrow. So is this from Arrow? I said to myself, but nobody answered because I was alone, and also I don't know the answer in order to answer myself. But no, me from the past, you idiot. This isn't from Arrow. It appears to be something entirely new. Probably some test footage from an upcoming project. I personally think it's the Batman solo movie as reported, but not confirmed. And yes, there is a chance that it could be for Justice League, and I just want to get into briefly why this is probably not the case. Justice League will be centered around Batman gathering the members of the team. We know this from the footage released at Comic-Con. So we're gonna get legit, proper, for real this time, introductions of the Flash, Aquaman, and Cyborg, and maybe even hints at future members. In addition to that, it'll deal with the impending threat of intergalactic warlord Darkseid by putting Steppenwolf in the mix, his uncle, and we're gonna see the return of Superman, probably in a black suit, and hopefully, with a mullet. Hashtag mullet for Superman. I mean, I know it's probably already been filmed and all the design choices were made months ago, but they used CGI to enhance Kevin Costner's hairline in Waterworld, and that was in 1995. So don't tell me that you can't do it today with today's technology. So if we're getting all that, and we're dealing with this massive, ancient, intergalactic threat, why would you clutter things up with Deathstroke? He's an assassin. He kills people for money. Beyond a cameo, I really hope that he plays no role in the Justice League movie that centers around finding a set of magic boxes. That being said, he is the perfect villain for a Batman movie. For starters, he's a character that hasn't been used cinematically. He's been featured on television, animation, video games. So he has a fan base, but he also has the allure of something new if you've never seen him before. Plus, he'll probably also trick some people into thinking Deadpool is going to fight Batman, and I'll see it based on that. I think Kingsman made a lot of money that way, with old people thinking it was a sequel to The King's Speech. I'd imagine they were quite surprised in the end.
Are we going to stand around here all day? Or are we going to fight?
What else is great about Deathstroke though, is that he's almost this kind of twisted version of Batman, or really just Batman without morals. You know what? He's actually kind of the anti-Captain America. He had a stint in the army, and was part of a program that enhanced his strength and added a superior healing factor. Though he can't say, grow back an eye, or a limb, the way that a bloody tree can. So all these abilities, just shy of a tree, plus expertise in multiple forms of unarmed and armed combat, plus a moral code, which is basically, yeah, I'll kill whoever you want if you pay me. This all makes him perfect to face up against Batman. Also, this isn't a character that's been plonked into comic books and it's been kind of demanded that we like him. He started off as a Teen Titans villain and then slowly worked his way up to tangling with the likes of the Justice League. This fictional character has worked really fictionally hard to be in the position he's in. Also, the fact that he's willing to kill the Teen Titans goes back to what I said a minute ago. He'll absolutely kill a kid for money. That gives him the edge over a character like Batman because he's willing to do the things that Batman won't. What I also find interesting is that if the money dries up on a contract, he's gone. He doesn't really have personal stakes in most of the situations that he finds himself in. But here's the thing. Here's the most interesting thing that I think is not interesting. You might not. If he's an assassin, a weapon for hire, and he's going up against Batman, that means more than likely there's someone behind the scenes pulling the strings. I mean, that could be literally any Batman villain. Everyone hates Batman, which I get. He's very unpleasant. In the Arkham Origins video game, Black Mask hires 8 assassins to take out Batman for $50 million, and one of them ends up being Deathstroke. Then it turns out that the Joker has assumed the identity of Black Mask, and it's all his doing. I'm not sure though they would take that route, seeing as this story was set in the very early days of the character before his infatuation with Batman. If they did end up doing this, I'd be surprised if the Joker's end goal was to have someone else kill Batman. He doesn't even seem to want Batman dead most of the time, and has become enraged if someone else appears to have actually done him in. He lives to bother Batman, as demonstrated in The Dark Knight Returns when he becomes catatonic for a decade after Bruce Wayne retires.
We act. Gotham City belongs to the Batman.
Batman, darling.
Now, you've probably heard the rumors that the Batman solo movie will be set in Arkham Asylum, which obviously draws comparison to the first Arkham game. So maybe that's what we're getting. Batman locked in and he has to contend with various assassins, whilst whoever's in charge is plotting something much more sinister, like, I don't know, putting something in the water supply or whatever. That's a standard Batman villain plan. You can always rely on it. It's a good one. What I don't want to see with this character though, and I'm sure I'm not alone here, is the blending of the Red Hood character with Deathstroke. That being said, if it's done well, whatever I guess. I really only say this because, you know what, wait, spoiler alert for the game, Arkham the one where they make you drive the car too much. Skip ahead or mute until the spoiler tag is gone. I'm just going to give it a second because whenever I do something like this, inevitably there's complaints that I didn't give people enough warning. So just hit the bloody mute button already. And don't worry, to mask what I'm talking about, I'm going to use footage from something else entirely so it won't spoil the game. Okay, so it turns out the Arkham Knight was Jason Todd, one of Batman's former Robins, and then he becomes the Red Hood because his mask came off or whatever. I don't know. Again, maybe this is something that could work in live action if he transitions into the Red Hood, but everyone saw that twist coming from a mile away. So if that's going to be the case, just don't do it. Oh shit! You guys have seen Force Awakens, right? So I guess one question remains. Who's under the mask? Not like the character. That's Slade Wilson. And he looks like one of those old guys you see in banner ads on really shady sites. You know where they're all, what's this guy's secret to being so old and having abs? Click here for one simple trick, which I assume is some kind of protein injection that in actuality is something you'd give a racehorse to make it run so fast that its heart explodes. But what I mean is, who will the actor be under the mask? Well, Joe Manganiello, perfect pronunciation, nailed it, has been a fan favourite choice for a while. He was actually very nearly the new Superman, but he'd absolutely fit this role. Besides, they've got J.K. Simmons, and if they get him, then they're one actor away from completing the stealing actors from the Raimi Spider-Man trilogy trifecta. Some people have also suggested Stephen Lang, who's also a favourite for Cable in the Deadpool sequel, others Ron Perlman, but what I thought I could do today is use a bit of computer wizardry to take a sneak peek at this person's eye and determine who this is. All we need to do is enhance. Nope. This is nothing. I've wasted everyone's time. Here's a question for you though. Do you think Deathstroke is a good choice for the next Batman villain? And how would you like to see him utilized? Also, what actor would you want to see take on the role? Feel free to leave any thought you have below, because if you do, you actually have the opportunity to win a loot crate. The comment can be literally anything though. I don't care. But if you come back next week, I'll be announcing the winner. Plus there'll be another one. It's an ongoing thing. It will literally never stop. I don't care there if a comet hits the Earth, obliterating most life forms. I'll be out there making my own brand of loot crate filled with rocks and sticks and bones of the dead to hand them out to whomever talks to me. Alright, but yeah, here's last week's winner. If you're that person, just private message me these details and I'll sort it. Also, this Monday on my podcast, The Weekly Planet, we're doing a summer movie recap. The highs, the lows, the middling films that have made up the last 3 months that I have no strong opinions on either way. That's linked below if you care. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care.